So hi guys, another episode of Dating Chronicles. You don't want to miss this episode. Mistakes shouldn't keep you from real love. Stay tuned.
Listen, boy, even through the broken heart, the cheating and the lying, my love's still yours, and that's no lying. We were meant to be together through adversity, so I felt the need to let you know that you're mine.
Dating is hard, and dating as a minister is even harder. Through 2 broken marriages, plenty of heartache and pain, my life felt like a Southern soul song. And I promise you, it's hard trying to figure out how to love again. I cried so many tears, and I couldn't figure out who I was. I really lost who I was. But I fought through all the pain, and I decided to give it another try. So I had to transform myself just so I could date again. But you know what? I'm learning my purpose. And I'm learning to love myself again. And I'm seeking to love again. So here's my dating chronicles.
Tell me why, babe, I lie like a Southern soul song.
Okay guys, so I decided to do this episode because I see that a lot of women I know, and I'm not gonna exclude some of you guys. I know some of you guys who have been making some seriously wrong mistakes in the women that you choose. You will get, both women and men will get someone that's great for you, that wants to see you succeed, that is willing to pour into you as you succeed, and yet and still you walk away from them. And you leave that person hurt, and you leave that person broken because they're wondering, what in the world did I do wrong? Was I not enough? What was I not giving them? And in actuality, it was you, because you felt like you weren't enough. And I've been there. Actually, I allowed myself to date people I knew shouldn't be in my life because I felt like the mistakes that I made and the people that did things to me to cause my life to just go on this downward spiral that caused my self-esteem to go away, that I didn't deserve real love. I didn't deserve to have the love that I've been longing for. And I realized lately that I'm still making that mistake. I'm allowing what people did to me. I'm allowing that situation, those things, to still plague my life. And even though I'm going to counseling for it, and even though I'm praying about it, and even though I'm working through it, I'm still realizing it's still affecting me. Because if I did not let these things affect me, I wouldn't allow any man to hurt me. I wouldn't allow any man to use me. I wouldn't allow any man to hide me. And I wouldn't allow any man to beat me or any of those things. Now, am I saying the person that I'm with or the person that I've been with has done those things? That's none of your business. I'm just saying, if you don't know me though, you don't need to know my business like that. I'm just saying. But I've shared guys, but there's some things in my life that I would never share with you until it's time, or until God says, hey, it's time for you to share these things. But I've been, you know how in the Bible, and if you haven't heard the story in the Bible, where Tamar was raped by her brother, and she, because of this, you know, back in the Bible days, if a woman wasn't pure when she got married, she wasn't considered enough to be married. She wasn't considered good enough to be married. So she had to, whoever raped her or whoever had sex with her was the person who had to marry her. And if they didn't, then she was just going to be a poor woman who wasn't going to have anything unless her father took care of her. You know, that's how it was back in the Bible days. So, like, I felt like Tamar, like, I felt like the situations that happened to me was going to keep a real man, a man who knew God, and a man who would love me and do for me and be there for me. I felt like that, I felt like I wasn't worth having a man like that, to be honest. And I felt like the mistakes I made down the road, the people I allowed in my life, and the people I allowed near me, I felt like that kept me from getting the man I deserved. But see, lately, I've come to realize, like, even though, you know, it's a funny thing that even though we can be Christians and we go to church and we say things that we're, oh, God is so great, God is so good, and all this stuff, you know, we sit here and we be in church, be like, hallelujah, amen, clapping hands, but inside, there's a lot of y'all Christians who are broken, and you're sitting there faking because you feel like everybody's watching you and you got to be this fake person, but it's time out. If you broken, you need to speak. So, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't be redeemed if you're not telling God what's going on, if you're not asking God to heal you. That don't mean you got to tell everybody in the church what happened to you and what you've done, but you need to be healed. You need to be fixed. These mistakes are not yours to be keeping inside, and sometimes God will let your mistakes and your situations be used for a testimony, be used to help someone else, be used to grow other people. I promise y'all, I didn't want none of my mistakes. I didn't want none of my situations. I wanted to be that perfect little girl who was beside my father, Reverend Peterson. I wanted to be that perfect image of a woman that he could say, oh, my daughter is this, my daughter is that. I wanted to be that perfection, but inside I wasn't. I was this craziness. I was so crazy and broken, and not the crazy like I'm gonna kill you crazy, but it was a war going on inside of me, trying to figure out how to deal with life, because I did so much. And I'm looking at other people and how far along they've gotten and where they've gone, and it was making me lose my mind. And I didn't even realize it because everybody saw me as a strong person, and I was. And I still am. Like, if you knew the things that I went through and that I allowed to happen in my life, you'd be like, oh my God. I would, like my psychiatrist said to me, he said, with tears in his eyes, I don't even see how you're still alive. For him to see and to hear everything that happened to me and that I allowed to happen to me. And for my psychiatrist to say, I don't even see how you're still alive, should let you know that I've been fighting demons for years. I've been fighting to understand, am I good enough? See, there are so many young ladies out there who are saying to themselves, am I good enough? Because you might have had sex with several men. You might have even had sex with women. And there are young ladies out there wondering, well, because society tells you you have to pretty much be a hoe to get a man. you feel like, okay, well, what do I need to do? And you feel like society is telling you there are not enough men out there, that there are 2 million more women than men. That's a bunch of oof. If you ask God for something, you gonna get it. If you trust God and you give him all your mistakes, you give him all your problems and your situations, you gonna get it. Because I know, I'm not saying I'm perfect. And truthfully, young ladies, I had sex before marriage. My ex-husband and I dated a whole year and a half before we had sex, but I still had sex before marriage. My second husband, we dated a whole year before we had sex. But we had sex before marriage, and I shacked up with him. So, I'm not perfect. And if I was sitting here and tell you other stuff, you will understand I'm not perfect. But that doesn't mean I have to go around letting men just do whatever they want to do to me in public and talk to me any kind of way. Like the other day, I went to the gas station, and I'm going in this store, and this guy reaches for my hand. I'm like, no, please don't do that. And he was like, oh, I can't touch you. No, you can't. No, you cannot touch me. Because I don't know who has told you that it's okay to touch every female you see, or what women have allowed you to do this. But no, it's not okay to touch me. And you can feel like I'm conceited, you can feel like I'm stuck up, you can feel like I'm all that, but you are not my man, and I don't want you in my life, so don't be trying to touch me. Ladies, you don't have to allow men to touch you just to have them in your life. I've been the woman who felt like, okay, he don't have to have no money. He don't have to have no car. We can work for it together. Yeah, that's true. But he gotta work for it. He gotta work for you. If you wanna be in my life, like I've been making posts lately about applications, and I'm so serious. And I got somebody in my life, but I'm so serious. I'm taking applications. Because one thing I understand that if you see me and you know who I am, I've made mistakes. But if you see this person's being not just a ride or die, but I've been a driver when you were tired. I've been the driver when you were depressed. I've been the driver when you needed somebody to love you. I was the driver when you needed somebody to push you or to take you to that next level. If you are that person in my life and you seen it, but it don't take forever for you to figure out I'm the one. So if you got to take forever to figure out I'm the one, you ain't the one. Because see, I'm the type of woman, I've been very independent my whole life. And like my ex-husband told me plenty of times, you don't need a man. Maybe I don't, but I do need a man. Because see, I know the purpose I have for me. And let's go a little bit further. I know the purpose that God has for me. And the purpose God has for me deals with the man that's going to be in my life. So now I know that the mistakes I've made and the people I've allowed and the things I've allowed around me, it's not going to matter to that man that is going to be in my life, because he's going to understand, yeah, she done made mistakes, but she's working through it. She's gonna be a better woman. She's trying to be the woman I need. She's trying to be the woman that God needs. And boo boo, trust me, I am. So, men, you might have chosen the wrong woman in your life. You might have allowed, and some of you guys are some great guys, but you've allowed the wrong women in your life, and then you turn around and you give other women, you give us some hell. You give us a hard time trying to love you. You give the genuine women who are genuinely trying to love you, you give them hard times. And you have so many demons in you that you're fighting that a good girl catches it. And if you are a man, you know that you fighting demons, you need to push her away. You need to tell baby, it's not you for real, it's not you. Give me some time to fight these demons I'm fighting, because I want to be with you, but I need to be the man that you need me to be. Because guess guess what? You're the leader. The woman is supposed to be able to submit to you, but don't allow a woman who is willing to give all her love and her energy and her time and her money and everything about herself, don't allow her to give that to you and submit to you if you know you ain't ready. Don't do that, because you're going to hurt her and you're going to hurt yourself. Because you know what? God ain't going to want you to hurt a child of his. Even when you're not trying. You might have to go through something before you get to that next good one. I got a friend in my life who is amazing. He's an amazing man. But he doesn't want to date because of a woman who hurt him. And I really feel like he's missing out on the opportunity for love because of this. It was a bad mistake. And even though it was a mistake, take it and learn from it. Pray through it and ask God to open that heart back up so that you can find the right woman. And some of you men don't want to admit it, but you're hurting women because of how your mother or your grandmother or your aunties or whoever the women around you growing up, you're hurting women because of some things you saw them do. That ain't fair. You feel like women are disposable because of some crap you seen the women around you did when you were growing up. And that is not fair. And that is not true. Understand, the way you treat a woman might be the same way somebody might treat your daughter. And for you men who actually love your mothers, the same way you're treating a woman, would you want a man to treat your mother like that? Would you want a man to treat your daughter like that? Would you? And ladies, the same thing for you. The way you're treating some of these men, would you want a girl to treat your son like that? Or your brother or your father? It hits home when you think about it like that. But let me say something a little different that might hit some of you Christians who don't think that this is for you. Some of you Christians that are hurting people and not even in a relationship, but talking about people because they messing up, because they making mistakes. Would you like it if you could look up to heaven and see God and Jesus sitting there talking about you, saying, oh, they don't know no better, they pitiful, they don't judging you? Would you like it if God and Jesus was up there judging you like you're down here judging people? I don't think you would. Would you like it if God sat there and told Jesus, you know what, they don't deserve another chance because they messed up, they made mistakes? I don't think you'd like that. Would you like it if God said, you know what, I'm not doing nothing else for them because they done made a mistake, they done made the same mistake over and over again, I'm not doing nothing else for them, I'm removing my hand from them? Would you like that? Because I don't think you would. Stop making people mistakes keep them from being who they could be and should be. Love them where they are so they can be where they can be, because God loves you where you are every day to get you to where you should be. Your mistakes shouldn't keep you from love, from real love. Your mistakes don't keep you from God's love, so why should it keep you from the real love from a man or a woman? So stop letting people hurt you. Stop letting people abuse you. Stop letting people come in and out of your life. Stop letting people just feel like they can just get drunk and talk to you any kind of way. Stop letting people feel like they can get high and do you any kind of way. No, boo-boo. I got the real love. The real love of God. And if you got his love and if you don't know his love, you need to find his love so that you realize that you don't need that crap that everybody else is giving you. None. That's what I've been learning. You know, my prayer Jabez that I talked to you guys about, I've added to it. And I've asked God to not only give me abundance in finances and my businesses and ministry, but God, give me the abundance to love you. I've been asking God to give me the love that I can love him like he loves me, so that I can love myself, so I can be loved by the person that he has for me. Do you not see what I said? God, give me the love to love you like you love me, so that I can love myself, so that I can have the man in my life who can love me like he loves me. I don't want no half-stepping no more. No, I don't deserve half-stepping. Because even though I made mistakes, I'm still queen. I'm still God's child, which means I'm a queen. So if I know this, I shouldn't allow that crap in my life, that mess in my life, that negativity in my life. Your mistakes shouldn't keep you from real love. Your mistakes shouldn't keep you from real love. It doesn't keep you from God's real love, and it shouldn't keep you from the love of a man or a woman. So homework for today. Homework. Remember that list I told you guys to make of all the situations and the problems that you went through growing up? Pull that list out. Pull that list out. And I want you to get on your knees tonight, and I want you to pray over that list, and I want you to ask God to help you to use those mistakes for his glory. I want you to ask God to free you from those mistakes, to allow yourself to forgive yourself of all the mistakes and all the situations and all the things that people have done to you, to help you forgive all of that. I want you to do that. And when you get through praying, I want you to tear that paper up. Burn it. Do whatever you gotta do to visually see that those mistakes can't hold you back anymore. Those problems can't hold you back anymore. Those people who hurt you can't hold you back anymore. That job you wanted you couldn't have can't hold you back anymore. The house or car you have can't hold you back anymore. None of that stuff. Those Christians who are talking about you or judging you, they can't hold you back anymore. I want you to tear it up, burn it up, flush it down the toilet, do whatever you got to do to visually see that those mistakes cannot keep you and shouldn't keep you from real love anymore. Do that for me. Because I did it. And I promise you, I'm at so much peace because you guys know I want this love. I'm really waiting for this love, and I was like, God, whoa, what's going on? Why can't I have this love, God? Come on, you tripping? Like, what's going on? Like, for real, that's how I said it to God. He probably was up there like, you know what? But I'm comfortable like that now with God. I feel like he hears me. I don't have to be like, oh, Father God, which art in heaven. I'll be like, no. I have my relationship with him now. And I be like, God, what is going on? What's up? Like, you know, I prayed for this a long time ago. And that's when God told me, you know what? You can't have him yet because you still think your mistakes are a problem. Your mistakes are not a problem for me, but you think they're a problem for you. See, God had been taking my mistakes and helping me to use my mistakes and situations and things that happen to me to help other women and to help young women and help children. And I haven't seen that. But I've been sitting here and allowing my mistakes to keep me in jail. a mental jail, to keep me hostage. Now that I've let everybody else go from keeping me hostage, I've been keeping myself hostage because of my mistakes. So to any of you, please do that activity and start seeing that peace come. Start seeing that joy come in your life. I don't know if you see this glow on me, but there's a new glow on me because I let it go. So I love you guys. And I appreciate you. And as you see the new set, I hope you like it. Anyway, remember, your mistakes shouldn't keep you from real love. I love you guys. Have a great day and be safe. Mwah.
Mrs. Tony Nixon, y'all.